Guns, knives, razor blades, bayonets, soldiers, rebels, civilians, forests, fields, homes. When spoken or used separately, these words have nothing in common. Yes, we all have knives in our kitchens. Yes, we have soldiers serving in the United States military. Yes, Pennsylvania is full of forests and fields and homes. For women in the Democratic Republic of Congo, these words carry a far different meaning. These are the objects, the perpetrators, and the places in which acts of sexual violence are committed against thousands of Congolese women daily. The Democratic Republic of Congo has long been a patriarchal society convinced of the inferiority of women and believing in male dominance of the female body. Sexual violence should not be acceptable in any society, and providing health care and an education for women in the Congo will help Congolese women gain back their freedom. Since 1997, when the Second Civil War in the Congo began, women have been raped by soldiers, rebels, and even their own community members. Although the war officially ended in 2002, men continue to rape women daily. As published in The Age in 2008 by Mayor Speck, women have described being bayoneted or shot inside their genitals. A bayonet is a knife or other sharp object connected to a gun, typically a rifle. The act of being bayoneted consists of women having bayonets forced into their vaginas. According to an article by Joe Tunji written in The Guardian in 2011, a study published in the American Journal of Public Health found that 48 women are raped every hour and 1,152 women are raped every day. From CNN World News by Nima Elbagir in 2010, women are often ambushed while working in a field or other area close to their homes, which has coined the phrase taken into the forest as a euphemism for rape. Spoken in a personal interview by Professor DeRoos in 2012, when women are consistently raped, they often develop fistulas, which according to the Mayo Clinic are vaginal tears. These tears connect the vagina to either the bladder or the anus, and in some cases to both organs. These tears cause women to leak urine or feces for the rest of their lives unless they get the proper reconstructive surgery. Sometimes the surgeries are unsuccessful, and women will need to undergo multiple surgeries in order to treat the fistula. Mateso is a rape survivor whose story is on the Pansy Foundation website. Mateso was kidnapped by the FDLR when she was 13 years old and kept as a slave for a year. While held captive, she was repeatedly raped and eventually became pregnant. While Mateso was giving birth, her captors used a knife to cut her vagina to make the birth quicker and easier, and her baby was stillborn. After the birth, Mateso was locked in a room for days and forced to drink soldiers' urine. The soldiers doubted she could escape because of the extent of her vaginal injuries, therefore she wasn't guarded. She eventually escaped, walking for 3 nights and hiding during the day until she found help. Mateso was taken to the Pansy Hospital and she is now 15 years old. She developed a fistula from her multiple rapes, and her fistula continues to leak despite multiple surgeries. There are plenty of organizations dedicated to aiding women who have suffered from mass rape in the Congo, and many ways to become involved within these organizations at an individual level. Donating time or money to organizations such as Women for Women International, International Rescue Committee, or Pennies for Pansy is the most efficient way to aid women in the Congo at this point in time. Pennies for Pansy is a locally based organization which was founded by Professor Leanne DeRoos from the Penn State Altoona campus, and Pennies for Pansy specifically supports the Pansy Hospital. Pennies for Pansy is the most realistic organization for Penn State students to be involved in the issues in the Congo because it's locally based and easily attainable. The Pansy Hospital is the only hospital in the eastern Congo that treats survivors of sexual violence. Pennies for Pansy specifically funds childcare for women who are currently receiving treatment at the Pansy Hospital. Donating clothing, school supplies, and other supplies for the children is an alternative way to contribute without donating a substantial amount of time or money. While donating time and money to these organizations will not stop sexual violence against women, aiding and educating the women who have already been victims of sexual violence can be the first step in Congolese women taking a stand against what is being done to them. Many women know that what has been done to them and what they have been forced to experience is now over. However, they don't know what the future holds for their children, and this is often more important to them than their own well-being. Providing care and an education for rape survivors' children, through organizations such as Pennies for Pansy, gives these children the power to know what is happening throughout the Congo is not right, and the power to create different lives for them than those of their mothers. Although supporting these organizations will not end the instances of rape throughout the country, they help women heal after their ordeals, which is the most realistic way to take a stand against the issue of sexual violence against women at this point in time. Think back to your childhood and how peaceful you slept as a child. Maybe your parents cooked dinner for you, read you a book, and kissed you goodnight. Remember how your biggest worry was getting home for dinner on time, or choosing what book to check out from the school library. Remember how your biggest fear may have been spiders, bullies, or getting bad grades. Now think of women growing up in the Congo, plagued by dreams of rebels and bayonets and being kidnapped. Their mothers were raped, as are their daughters, their grandmothers, their cousins, and their sisters. Their fathers can do nothing but stand by and watch, or perhaps their fathers are raping women as well. These women's biggest worry is never being able to return home, and their biggest fear is watching their children suffer the same fate. We can change the lives of women in the Congo, and perhaps they too can sleep peacefully. Sexual violence occurs everywhere, all across the globe. In some places, there are laws against it, such as in the United States, and in some places, it is a part of normal everyday life, such as in the Congo. If you were a woman in the Congo, wouldn't you wish for help? Wouldn't you want people to take a stand and fight for what every woman deserves, the right to her own body and the right to freedom? Take a stand, make a donation, and volunteer your time. Help strip the Democratic Republic of Congo from its title as the worst place in the world to be a woman.